everybody at home and welcome to the Chrissy B Show. Now, as you know, on our show we like to find ways to help you improve your mental well-being. And today we're going to find out the meaning behind colours and how they affect you. We have a packed show and our guests include business expert Jonathan Pfahl and also businessman Matt Black. They'll be sharing their story on how colours have affected them professionally. And we have the lovely Jules Standish, the colour counsellor, to give us some more background info on the tale behind different colours and the effect they can have on you. And of course, later on, I'll be sharing my tips, this time on how to bring more colour into your life. And that's with Coach Chris Browne as well. And before we move on, last week we had a Father's Day special episode. And we'd like to feature a photo that we received from one of our viewers called Michaela Jane via Twitter, who said, "Me with my amazing dad, Rob, the most supportive and loving dad you could wish for." And it's called Kiss, 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 #TopDad. So thanks a lot for that, Nicola, and keep those tweets coming as we'll continue to read them out on our show. But now let's first welcome the colour counsellor, Jules Standish, who's joining us now via Skype. Hello, Jules.
Hi, Chrissy.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Lovely to see you in your hot pink today.
Oh, thank you. Well, you did give quite a bit of advice actually when you last came on the show, which, I also, took on board for myself, and I've been a lot more colourful since then. So for the viewers at home, Jules she has been on before, and she was sort of teaching us how basically even colours can make you look a lot younger if you wear the right ones for your skin tone. But can you tell us, Jules, first of all, for the viewers that don't know, that haven't seen you before, what you actually do and what it involves?
Well, I'm what's known as a colour consultant. But I actually take into account the psychology of colour as well as the genetics that suit each individual. Colours are vitally important because we're surrounded by them in our environment, and they affect us in very powerful ways through the colours that we wear and also the colours that we see. So it's not just about wearing clothing that has the right colour behind it, it's also about the colours we surround ourselves in our homes as well, which is what we can talk a bit about today, which is different to the fashion side of colour. Yeah,
okay. Now, if a person, for example, wants to maybe lift their mood, maybe they feel a bit uncomfortable in their own house. Say, for example, what would you recommend, or what colours would you recommend for that person, or does it depend on the individual?
Well, obviously, every individual is going to be attracted to different colours at certain times in their life. I think depending on the situation they're in, the people they're with, and if they've been through any kind of emotional disturbances, traumas, upsets, depressions. If you look at the hotter end of the colour spectrum, you've got the reds and the oranges, and they are warm colours. So what they do in an environment is they tend to make things areas feel smaller. But because they're warming up the temperature, so to speak, in the house and the room, they stimulate. So, for instance, if you had a red dining room and you were entertaining, you'd have a great time. There'd be lots of chat, huge amounts of communication, because it would be stimulating. Red does actually release the hormone adrenaline when we wear it, when we see it, because colour is absorbed through our skin, through our eyes. So actually 20% of what we view through our eyes is used by our glandular system. So that actually directly affects our hormonal system. Right. So red and orange can lift our moods. Orange is a sociable colour, it's the colour of confidence. If you had those in your home, they would really stimulate the conversation, get families eating together. But you wouldn't want to put red and orange in big amounts, large amounts in bedrooms. You simply wouldn't sleep.
Really? What's good for a bedroom then, Jules?
Best colour for bedrooms, blues, and soft lilacs. Lilac and purple will make you dream very vividly, but blue is the best colour. It is best colour for bedrooms and bathrooms because it's the most calming colour. Right. So opposite end of the spectrum on the colour wheel is blue, and it's a cool colour, and blue releases the hormone oxytocin. And oxytocin is the relaxant, the feel-good hormone. So when we go on holiday and we lie there and we look at the sea and the sky, it's no coincidence that we're actually feeling relaxed and calm. It's because that colour is affecting our hormonal system and it's really helping us. So if you want to sleep well, sleep in a blue room. You can have accents of other colours. Yeah. Yellows and pinks and other things, but blue is by far the best colour.
Okay. Is there any colour that you would say, look, we should really stay away from this one?
All colours have properties. Any colour used in excess can obviously cause negative positives in life. So too much of anything can be overpowering. For instance, the use of too much red can actually, if someone's got high blood pressure, actually cause the blood pressure to go higher.
Oh, wow.
And if someone's quite angry, it can make them more aggressive. So be careful not to overdo colours. But is there a wrong colour? The only colour that is the actual absence of light at all, of course, is black. So if you surround yourself in too much black, you will start to get depressed, because it is the absence of light, and we all need light for our circadian rhythms, for our moods, everything. So I always advise people to wear black in moderation, and also try not to surround yourself with too much black.
Right, brilliant. Thank you so much, Jules. And just tell us about your future plans, because you're now teaching, aren't you?
I am teaching students, which I absolutely love, the opportunity to educate people. And I'm going into sixth form schools now and teaching the kids about how to present themselves for interviews, which is so important, because these kids are going out there and they just don't know how to dress and how to present themselves.
Oh, that's been so exciting. Oh, we need to do a show about that. All right. Yeah. Jules, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go across to meet gorgeous model Michaela Costello by our makeup expert, Megan. Hello, ladies.
Hi, Chrissy.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Okay, I'm good, thank you. So we're talking about colours. You're going to be getting a lovely makeover today, Michaela.
Yep.
What's your favourite colour?
I like pink.
Pink, okay. Why do you like pink?
I don't know, I've just always liked it since a little girl, really.
Okay.
Yeah, brightens up the look.
Ooh. Alrighty, how about you, Megan?
I'd have to say purple and pink.
Okay.
So yes, when she was talking about the colors, I was thinking we're both wearing black. But just a bit about the etiquette, I guess, dress etiquette of a makeup artist. When we do attend events, we tend to wear black so that we don't take away from the pictures, and so that they actually know that we're staff and that we're a part of the backstage.
You don't want to steal the limelight then.
Well, if you're doing a bride, or if you're doing the lovely Chrissy, the host, you know, you want, and someone's taking a picture, you want to know, you know, who's working and who's maybe.
Okay. But on a day-to-day basis, would you say you're quite colourful?
I have hot pink pants that I've got that I love, that my sisters picked up for me, but my color has definitely come in the last about month and a half, I have to say, with the weather changing, as well as
I think the weather does affect on me, doesn't it, sometimes.
But I'm glad that Michaela's favorite color is pinks, because we might have a bit of pink popping in the cheeks. But about summer makeup in general, what trends is the skin, and basically that shine that you try to, you know, mattify all through the winter. You want to have that in the summer, so you go and you actually put in those radiant moisturizers and that barely there to have that glowing skin.
Is that what you'll be using on
We'll definitely be having some glow, and we'll talk more about it when the reveal.
Michaela, what are you looking forward to about the makeover today, would you say?
Just getting a completely new look, really. Having some, obviously Megan experiment, because normally I just wear a bit of blusher and lip seal and that's it. So
have you tried and kind of like not done it successfully?
I'm not very good at implying it, so
all right, so you always end up giving a bit of a tutorial, don't you, every time you do a makeover?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so what give us a few like little ideas that you're going to do on Michaela, just so we can look forward to it.
Well, definitely we're going to bring that summer flush and that kind of I've just eaten healthy for, you know, a year type look to her face, and
the
that
cheat
radiant,
way, you mean, without doing the hard work.
Without doing the hard work, but basically bringing that radiant skin, those radiant colors, and choosing the right colors, and absolutely gorgeous eyes. It will not be difficult to make her eyes pop, but it's basically to get that fresh summer look and for her to be prepared for her new summer face.
Okay, are you looking forward to it, Michaela?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, and don't forget, you guys at home, you also have the opportunity to appear on the show. So if maybe you fancy a bit of a change, or like Michaela, you don't really know what to do with makeup and stuff much, or maybe you're feeling a bit low and you kind of think, okay, I think maybe a makeover will lift my spirits a bit, make me feel a bit better. So you can get in touch with us. You can fill in the form on the website chrissybshow.tv, and you could be the next one sitting here. That would be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so we will be back later on. So you girls are going to go off and start the makeover, and we'll see you again very soon. And guys at home, do stay here because after the break, we'll meet business expert Jonathan Pfahl and also businessman Matt Black, and they'll be sharing their story on how colours have affected them professionally, only here on the Chrissy B Show.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
We're back here at the Chrissy B Show where we're covering the topic of how colours can affect your mood. Now, before the break, we heard from colour counsellor Jules Standish about the meanings behind different colours, which was very interesting. And now I'm joined by our resident business expert Jonathan Pfahl and also businessman Matt Black. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Well, I'm very well. I must start by saying you're looking very radiant in your bright colours this evening.
Thank you very much. So how do you two know each other? You have a connection, don't you?
Well, we're both Australian for starters, which is immediately apparent from our accents. Okay. So that we share in common, but we also share a passion for business as well as helping people get started in business. I think that's some real common ground. But I'm a resident at Rockstar Hubs, and I benefit from their structure that they provide there and the mentoring of people like
now, just for the benefit
Jonathan.
Of the viewers that don't know, Jonathan, can you just quickly explain what you do?
Of course. Well, I mean, Rockstar Hubs is part of the Rockstar Mentoring Group. So we're the UK's largest mentoring company for entrepreneurs. Yeah. And at the beginning of this year, I wanted to create a big physical space that allowed businesses to not just benefit from mentoring, but also have a place to run their businesses from full time.
Which is doing really well, isn't it?
And we only opened in the very end of January, early February. And I always take my hat off to Matt because he was our first business to take the plunge and move in.
Great.
And it's a big old space. Yeah. So he was, I was at one end of the office and he was at the other end. Now it's absolutely full and buzzing, which is great.
That's great news, isn't it?
We've known each other since the beginning of the year and it's always a pleasure to help Matt and his team grow. And he has a fantastic business, so it's great.
Brilliant. So do tell us about your business, Matt.
Well, you know, I have a social enterprise and it balances the need for profit versus an impact socially. So on the social side, I try to mentor not mentor, but I try to help a lot of people getting started in business. Yeah, so I want to compete. A lot of business people want to get started in business with the right kind of advice. And usually it comes from my background, which is I'm self-taught. I sold my first company at 20 and I've built very large companies before and worked with people like Google and things like that. And it's just kind of, sometimes people just need that little pieces of information. And I specialize in training, so it's corporate and business training that I do. Okay. I do it for very large corporates. That's the enterprise side of social enterprise. And the social side, I try to help out people that maybe can't afford my services typically.
Brilliant. That's lovely. Giving back, that's great. So tell us, how does this theme that we're talking about today relate to the two of you? Because that's very important, colours. So we heard Jules speaking earlier about what different colours mean. So how about for you guys? Well,
I mean, I think for me, I was learning a lot listening to Jules as well this evening. Fortunately, I didn't wear a bright red suit because that doesn't match my skin colour or eye colour. But I've always been conscious of colours. I think we naturally as individuals are drawn to different colours. Personally, blue is one that I wear far too much of, but that's usually the colour of choice. But from a business perspective, and I'm sure Matt can elaborate as well, in the Rockstar Hub, it is a professional environment. However, the colours of our logo for the last 8 years have been a bright green with silver. They've been our two main colours. And the green element of it, I've always found it to be a very positive colour. So when you see images of the hub, what we've done is we want to create a professional environment, but also an environment where people also feel relaxed at the same time, motivated and driven. So what we did is we took some very, very bright images of open plan fields and open plan, or not open scope, like beautiful actual photos of rolling hills on a summer's day.
I love that.
So that makes up one entire wall, and then one of the other walls we have is an actual shot of a beautiful North American forest. What would you call that tree?
Alpine. It's
pines. Alpine, pine trees. So it's a beautiful, rich green pine trees on a summer's day. And when you walk into the hub, that imagery is the first thing that people see. Alongside the bright green and the silver and with a bit of white as to what our logo is all about. So I was told years ago that green is a very green, obviously green light, it means go, it means a very positive colour. Yeah. And that's the sort of image and feel that we've created within the Rockstar Hub. So,
how does it, because obviously you're there as well full time, how does it feel walking into that kind of environment?
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do with a corporate space, and there's always the kind of bluish fluoro lighting and things like that. But the pops of colour, the green and really vivid photos make a big difference. We're both Australian, and I was born and raised in the outback, so the beautiful light blue skies, you know, calming kind of sensations that. In Australia, there's the dark red dirt, which kind of really it makes you feel very grounded. And of course, the beautiful azure seas and white beaches, you can't do too far wrong from there. So yeah, why am I here? Sorry,
why are we here again? Why are we here?
Because this is also a great place to do business. And it's funny because business and the relationship that people think, when they think about business, they think about colours differently, because colours are only can be interpreted only as far as the context. So it has to be in context. Whereas, you know, your colour consultant talked about black. I'm of course Matthew Black, so I have a good affinity with black. But in certain contexts, obviously the best cards you can get are the black Amex and the black, you know, American Express. They're the premier cards. So it's applied to also very high quality premium type things. So it's a different connotation. It can also be very sexy black. So far from being somber in the right context, black can be incredibly powerful.
Wow, okay. So have a look at that wall, both of you gentlemen, please. Because I'm thinking of changing that. What do you reckon should go there for this nice studio to be kind of, you know, improve it? What would you say?
I like it.
I hate it.
You hate it?
Well, I think it's because we've had it for a while. I like the sort of nature thing and everything like that, but...
Well, as someone who's just said I love green and blue, there's not much I can say to discourage it, other than if it's the imagery, if it's what the focal point is, which is a reasonably, very overly happy in maybe some cases couple running through a field of joy. You're the one who has to look at it all day. This is probably my 20th show with you. I've never noticed that in my life, because I'm always looking at you. I never look behind me. So
okay, all right.
Maybe a photo of yourself, who knows?
Oh,
or a photo of me, or us.
That's true. Maybe some final tips for maybe our viewers that maybe have a space to work with, and where, you know, maybe clients come in and they do business there. What advice would you give before we go to a break? Very simply for me, you can, your brand, your logo, your business card, when you're trying to sell yourself, the colours are very, very important. They have to resonate you. Yeah. They have to resonate your brand. So keep that in mind, and do some research. I think Jules before, look at her website, have a better understanding of what colours would suit you, because a lot of the time in business you don't know that information. So keep doing more, but make sure it resonates who you are and what your brand represents. Okay.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think the only thing I'd add is that, you know, it again, about context. And if you're a very serious business, or you want to have serious conversations, maybe slightly darker, more darker furnitures, more darker lighting. It becomes a bit more intimate. If you're talking about, you want to have a bright, inviting environment, like so for a hairdresser or something like that, very bright, stark white is really nice with a few pops of colour, and the bright lights really help as well. Yeah. So think about not just the colours, but the whole schematic. Okay. Are there any colours maybe that you are kind of persuasive? Say if you want to close a contract or something, would you say there's anything that kind of makes you more dark blues? Really? Hence both of us wearing quite dark blues. Yeah. It inspires confidence and says you mean business. Okay. And another one is orange. Really? Mentioned before, Amazon, right? The most successful online website in the world. They spent millions of pounds researching what colour for the buy now button would resonate and would do the best. And they tested it over months and months. They spent millions of pounds, and a light orange was their best result. So for all the viewers out there in business with websites, there you go, I've just saved you millions of pounds. Just make sure your buy button is a light orange colour, because Amazon have done the research for you. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, just finally as well before we go, any colours you should definitely avoid in business? Well, mine's red E, so please don't copy mine and have red everywhere. Don't copy green, silver and black eyes. No, there is no off limits colours. Okay. It really has got to be related to your brand, what you're trying to inspire in people, and there's no wrong answer. Yep, agreed. Brilliant. It just has to resonate with what your logo's all about, what industry you're in, what you stand for. If you're a professional law firm, for example, it shouldn't be hot pink.
hot pink suits you, but you're not a professional law firm, okay? Yeah. So it needs to resonate what you are, what your brand is, what your company is, as Matt said.
Brilliant, so interesting. Now we are going to be having our, as you know, Jonathan, we're having our relaunch very soon, and we are changing a few things around here, including our pictures and colours and everything, which is also going to have a meaning behind what the program's all about and everything. So I'm really looking forward to your feedback on that.
Great, absolutely. And look forward to the photo of us there next time.
Yes, all right. It's your section now.
I love working on vision and creating the kind of theme. So if you want a little bit of help, I love doing that kind of thing.
Did you hear that, my producer? He's offering his help here. Thank you so much. We're going to take you up on that. Gentlemen, it's been fascinating. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been brilliant. Pleasure. Okay, so guys at home, if you can identify with today's topic and would like to share your opinion, get in touch by filling in the form on chrissybshow.tv, or you can tweet us at Chrissy B Show or comment on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. Up next, we have our makeover reveal. See you in a sec.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, today's show is all about how colours lift your mood. And now it's time for our makeover reveal. Let's go to this. Hello, gorgeous.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm feeling much more confident than before.
Oh, you look lovely.
She's done a great job.
Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was good. I was watching her as well.
You're taking notes of everything, right? Okay, Megan, you've done a lovely job here. I see obviously the eyes are standing out really nicely, beautiful.
Yes.
Bluey green, I would say, aren't they?
Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. I have to say that her eyes were obviously amazing to begin with, but on the theme of color and how color really brings that difference, and I'm sure a little bit of color has brightened your mood as well. And one of the things that summer makeup concentrates on, or I guess that is trending, is making that skin just gorgeous. So before, we had her before picture, we had just obviously no color, and how we brought that color, that fresh kind of peachy look in, was with Ellie Spa Cheeks 302, which is quite good. It's stem away from the powders for summer, so it's a liquid based, and it's quite good for on the go as well. It's just in a little pen. All Ellie Spa products are in pens here, so you can actually just put them in your purse or whatever. So you do a little clicky poo, and you just do a little bit of stain. So if you want to just turn to the side, the other side, and just pop that on. And obviously you don't need too much. When you're doing any kind of liquid stain and maybe you don't know how to apply, it's very light-handed and you can always build, Chrissy. So don't be afraid to, start off with a little bit, because you can always build that color pop up. And so we've also put the same corresponding similar pinky kind of coral lip color that I have here in Shu Mera. This one is a gloss, so this one has a lot of moisture, so when you put that on, there's the color there, but it's almost like that nice glossy stain that you want. And this one that I used is also cream, but I just popped it on, and we just popped it like this, and we just pressed it in, because sometimes, Chrissy, when you do have a concentrated color and you put too much of it and you kind of just pile it on, it doesn't look good. Whereas a nice fresh stain just gives that, nice fresh summer look, and just makes her face so much vibrant. So what we did with the eyes is we did do just a gray with a nice defined, tight line of black liner. So even though it is kind of a fresh look, don't be afraid to put that thin black liner close to your waterline. Now, I'm not talking big cat eye or anything like this. You know, we did it very close, and we also got the underbits. If you just want to show her eyes, we also did do under the waterline. And I know it's a bit funny. Some people aren't really comfortable with that, but honestly, you can just play around under there, get a feel of it. You got used to it, but it really makes a difference because one thing that I always notice with makeup is that, you know, you'll have this black liner, but it's kind of sitting on the top, and you've got that flesh color underneath, so it's not doing its purpose, and it wants to define the eye, and you don't want to see that fleshy bit. And it's kind of like when you haven't filled in your eyebrow the whole way, you're getting a little bit of discontinuity in the shape. And that's the same with your eyes. If you don't fill in, you know, that underwater line, that's going to shine through as well. So we do have, and when you're using, and we also, if you want to go on her eye, we also defined underneath, which Michaela said she's very unfamiliar with doing. Now, when you put your makeup on, you want to use a crayon or a liner as opposed to the powder. You can bring the powder underneath, but if you've done your, you know, your whole foundation and you want it really just to sit tight as well and have that kind of sultry definition underneath, you want to just kind of put that formula on so that it doesn't fall on your face and kind of ruin, you know, what you've already done. Obviously, you can put a tissue underneath when applying if you only have the shadow, so it doesn't fall, because that really can just make it look a bit dirty, and you can see the makeup. So it takes away from that fresh summer pop that you want. So make sure to be careful in your application as well.
So Michaela, would you have described yourself maybe as a shy person in general? How would you describe your personality?
Yeah, I'm definitely shy. This is a big challenge for me, but yeah.
Yeah, she was a little bit, but you're doing great.
Thank you.
First TV appearance, right? So you're quite shy, so would you say that the makeup's kind of made you feel a bit...
Yeah, it's given me much more confidence, like I said, than before. So.
Yeah, oh brilliant.
I have to just say that when Michaela came, she was wearing no makeup, but she had a pair of false eyelashes on. And I was appalled because when I actually applied mascara, her eyelashes looked like extensions. Yeah. So I was like, that was what was underneath these lashes. And obviously, if you have them, you can just enhance that and get that, you know, that lash look. Like she looks like she's got extension lashes. She just got coats of mascara. So I would actually say take those lashes and throw them in the trash. Okay. That's what my advice would be, because natural is better, and she looks just very, you know, expensive.
She's gorgeous.
And yeah, her eyes just look luxurious right now.
Yeah. Now maybe for the people at home maybe that are watching now and they're like, well, I'd like to add a bit more colour, I want to feel a bit more confident, but I'm kind of a bit scared to experiment with colours. Are there any sort of maybe baby steps that you could recommend for our viewers at home as well?
Well, you know, Benefit do a cheek stain that's actually, it looks like blood red. It looks like, you know, the colour of your nail polish. And you know, that is color, and basically any of your any skin tone can put that blusher and add that color. And also, it's a natural color because it's going to go to your skin tone. So, you know, we all have, like the lady was saying earlier, cool or warm tones. Yes, so we're all that. So if you look at your veins and you see green, then you know that
Yeah. Just checking.
Yeah. So basically, we're warm tone. Yeah. If you see blue, you're cool tone, and if you see both, you're neutral. And you can go on the color wheel, and you can kind of see what colors that might complement you. So
the cameraman's looking at his veins.
Have a little look, and if you want to experiment with color and just don't know and aren't confident, you can, you know, go to the color wheel, and you can look at the warm colors and cool colors and see which ones complement you best. Another trick that that I learned actually from a hairstylist was if you put a red napkin up and a white one, and you see which one kind of complements your skin better. If it's red, then you're warm. If it's white, then you're cool. So not you're cool, but you're cool toned and also cool. But but then you can kind of correspond your wardrobe or makeup to complement that.
What about with eye color and stuff? Because obviously there's certain colors that go nicely with certain.
Do you know what? I think that people don't know the power of a matte brown eyeshadow for the crease, for definition, where you get that very natural from light as light to dark as dark skin. Put that dark matte is the key, not shiny, into your crease and just create that natural definition. And that actually does provide color and definition to your eye without having to choose whether it's a taupe or whether it's a purple. Just a matte brown shadow will do wonders for your makeup and just that natural blush.
That's lovely. Megan, thank you so much once again. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Michaela, you look gorgeous. I hope you're going to go out tonight.
Yeah, hopefully.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
It?
Yeah, she's done great.
Okay, thank you so much. But guys at home, just to let you know that this makeover segment isn't just for the ladies, because we'll also be doing something for the men too. So if maybe you're a male that's feeling maybe a bit self-conscious about something, you'd like to know a bit more about grooming, you can also get in touch with us by filling in the form on chrissybshow.tv. Now, after this quick break, I'll be sharing my own wisdom on how to add more colour into your life, and that's going to be with Coach Chris Browne. I'll be right back.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to today's program, where we are speaking all about how colours can affect your life. So first of all, let's say hello to Coach Chris Browne, who's here with me today to discuss these points. Hello, Chris.
Hi there, Chrissy. Colours affects everybody in so many ways that we don't know. I'm looking forward to this one.
Favourite colour, Chris?
Blue, with a bit
Blue?
of yellow as well. I like blue
Okay.
and yellow. Main colour primary is blue. What's yours?
Yellow. Yellow and green, but yellow mainly.
I could tell you a few things about it after.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
Okay,
Are you
tell me what it
analysing
means.
me?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just it fits everybody, really,
Okay.
to a certain extent.
All right then.
But the funny thing, I'll get in there quickly, is that different colours work different cultures, different identity, but there is a point in it.
Gosh, so much into this subject, isn't there? All right, but before moving on, I'd like to ask you viewers at home a question. What colour is light? What colour would you say light is? Okay, to answer that, let's take a look at this photo right here. Okay, so as you can see, it's a prism. And although light can actually appear white, it's actually made up of lots of different colours. As you can see, they're added together. Now, when I was quite down and also very insecure about myself, I used to wear only dark colours because, I was shy, I was insecure. I thought if I wore bright colours, I would be drawing too much attention to myself. So I suppose I was kind of dressing according to how I was feeling, according to my mood. But there was darkness there. So if you find that maybe you wear a lot of black all the time, as we heard earlier, it makes you kind of feel depressed, or you like to be in dark environments all the time, it kind of points to something maybe that there's some kind of darkness inside as well. Because if sort of you love life, you love colour as well.
Yes,
it's not just all
very
about,
much so.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much so. And the thing you just said, that it's the environment you're in as well, because colours, basically, they are sort of non-verbal communication. So people communicate what's going on inside by what they wear on the outside. So it's very important. Yeah.
So look there, all those different colours make up light. So if you don't like colour, if you want to be around darkness and black all the time, it's because maybe there's no life, there's no colour inside of you that can be dealt with. But we are here actually, Chris, to talk about how to bring more colour into your life. And actually what we just spoke about leads very nicely onto the first point, which is deal with the darkness. So what's happened in your past that's hiding in the dark? So it can be very painful to revisit it, but if you don't, it's still there. And actually, Chris, they say when for example, you have a physical pain in your body, pain is actually good because that is a warning sign that there's something wrong in your body for you to deal with it.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
Just like, in a sense, as you said, the pain is a sort of nervous system saying, watch out, this is what's about to happen. That's why we've got to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Now, the very thing of, you said, deal with the darkness, dealing with the issues with us before, very much so.
I mean, with the pain as well, we talked about the physical pain, but also emotional pain is the same thing. So if there is something painful inside and you try to avoid it, you are actually kind of, in a sense, kind of turning your back on that warning sign again, that there's something inside that needs to be dealt with.
Yes, we've got to listen to those alarm bells.
Yeah.
And it's those alarm bells that's going to make the difference. Sometimes we tend to ignore it and just carry on and bury it.
Yeah. So guys at home, don't ignore it, because, you know, if you avoid it, it will just make you sick inside. And, you know, if you feel it, it's because it's warning you that it needs to be dealt with. So it might hurt initially to go there and to kind of dig it all up, and it's kind of painful, and you don't want to go there, but when you do, that's when you'll be set free and you'll be pain free as well.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the second point. Try adding some colour to your wardrobe. Chris, what would you say about this?
Interesting. It's very interesting. Try adding colour to your wardrobe. It's very important. Now, let me just put this another level. I run workshops with a group on interview techniques. And the very few seconds that you walk through a door interview, as always said, they make their mind about you. Be aware of the colours that you're wearing. Different things sell what's happening with you on the inside, and they pick up on that. Now, we got to look at what we got in our wardrobe. Do you got to either dress for success or dress for when you want to be calm and relaxed in one way or another? So it's really important. And if you find that you have got all black things or dark things in there, you've got to change that. What made you realise that you had to change that?
Actually, it was my husband, boyfriend at the time, that used to say, oh, your wardrobe is just full of black clothes and brown clothes. It's like I wouldn't put any like pops of colour or anything. Now it's hard to find something black in my... I mean, I do wear black, but I don't, you know, because I think it looks classy in the right kind of environment. But I just love colours.
Yeah, colours.
So he kind of highlighted it to me, really.
Right, so he made you realise that you've got a lot of black going on
and even
there.
though, like, for example, after I recovered from depression and everything, but I think it was just a habit. So maybe our viewers at home, you know, you might deal with the darkness we were talking about earlier, but it's like, because it's a habit that you've been wearing a lot of black or dark colours all the time, it's like just, you got used to it. So if you try adding, maybe that even kind of drains your energy. So if you try just adding some yellows, some pinks,
makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. It's how you feel. Yeah. Back to that at the end of the day.
Definitely. All right. So let's go to the third point, which is to brighten up your environment. So I don't understand like when people keep their curtains closed and they don't let the natural daylight in. So open your curtains and open your windows, have a clear out, love decluttering.
Great. Do you know earlier on he was talking about, like I said, brighten up your environment. And earlier on, Jonathan was talking about their environment where they work at the same time. And it's really funny because he mentioned about Amazon, and there's a lot of companies that have actually done that. Now, the colour red, automatically was talking about red, and that's to do with food and making you hungry and all that. We've got the McDonald's, the Kentucky's, all these other companies, restaurants have red. So you've got to think about the colours that you put around you, how it's going to actually affect you in your house as well.
It does. It really does make a difference. So you can add little splashes of colour into your house. Even if you just get like maybe some colourful flowers. Maybe you can't afford to decorate everything or buy lots of accessories, but just some simple flowers there. Just that makes a difference. That little difference, doesn't it? That really kind of brightens up your environment as well. And the fourth point is to even change your desktop background. What do you have as your desktop background? So we spend a lot of time at our computers, and a very easy way to add colour is to actually put something colourful there or something calming, which will already kind of make a difference.
It has an effect, yes. And the thing with having a desktop as well, if you've got one of those changes all the time as well, because you can actually put one that actually stimulates your mind into while you're working. You know, sometimes you sit down in front of the desktop and you start nodding a bit or something. Something that stimulates your mind, you know? Those little yellows like makes a difference.
We'll come back to the yellows. And the fifth point is to brighten up your company. Now, Chris, this is something that you're very passionate about.
I am very passionate about that. As you say, brighten up your company. We're talking about the sort of environment, the people you're with, because one way or another, we were talking about colours and the crimson, it's got a way of bouncing itself back on you. So surround yourself with positive company. People who like to do things, who will champion you in the direction that you want to go. Not a sort of company that's going to say, nah. You know?
Dark. Sort of,
it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So it's going to be a reflection. And the truth about it is, it's a reflection of you with the company you keep. So you've got to think about it. Don't be dependable on what's not good. Be dependable on what's good.
Yeah. Okay. And number 6 is to go to bright places. And what do we mean by that? So go to bright and colourful places. For example, if you go to parks now, summer sort of, there's so many different colours around. You've got all those beautiful flowers and the lovely pinks and the yellows and the blues. It's so beautiful. And just by walking a different environment, just take 10 minutes of your lunch break, for example, and just walk through a park. It brightens your mood. You feel
makes all the
connected to
difference.
nature, and it's lovely.
Back to your environment as well. You know, the one thing, it's funny, if I ever go away, when I go with my wife, everybody else likes to go here, there and everywhere. You know what I like to do? Just sit by the sea and watch the deep blue sea and watch the sunset at the end of the day.
I love
makes
that.
all the difference, you know? Swim in that blue.
So nice. We've been speaking so much about the sea today. It's just, you know, I want to go swimming. Okay, number 7 is to be a tourist. So this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the physical colours themselves, but it's just about getting out there and doing different stuff, just going out. Maybe you've lived in London your whole life, or you've lived here for many years, and you've never actually kind of just pretended to be a tourist and gone around to just the different places. And actually I was listening to, was it LBC the other day, and they were saying how there's some places that tourists don't even know about. But if you look it up, if you look at like the places to visit in London, if you look online, there's so many places, and the tourists tend to kind of just go to Piccadilly Circus and like Leicester Square. But there are so many other historic places that no one seems to know much about. So you can kind of just go on a bit of an adventure and discover these places, and it's just interesting. Adds colour to your life.
I totally agree with it. It's really interesting. You know, we had the in-laws over. We found so many places to go to and so many little things that you wouldn't have thought about all the time. But when you live here, you don't really appreciate it, do you? It's like anywhere you go, so at the end of the day, so it's good. I'd advise it as well. Go and look it up, find out.
Okay. You've got to share those places with me because I want to know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go exploring. Chris, thank you so much.
Pleasure, Chrissy.
Let's just recap for our viewers at home, just to go over what we just spoke about. So the point number 1 was to deal with the darkness. Point number 2 was try adding some colour to your wardrobe. Point number 3 was to brighten up your environment. Point number 4 was to change your desktop background. It might seem like something really small, but all these little things make a difference, don't they? The next point was to brighten up your company.
Yes.
And the last point was, oh no, not the last point, the second from last, to go to bright places. And then the last point was to be a tourist. So guys, I really hope those tips have helped you to bring more colour into your life and have lifted your mood in general. So do make sure to tell your friends or family members about this, because you never know, they might really need it. Or you can also tell them to watch the show. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really good, really interesting. All right, so that's all we have time for today. It's great when we get to talk about a topic that isn't really spoken about much nowadays, but that's why we're here at the Chrissy B Show. Don't forget, if you have a story to tell us or an experience to share, do contact us by filling in the form on chrissybshow.tv. Also, let us know your thoughts by tweeting us at Chrissy B Show or comment on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. So really hope you enjoyed the show today, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now. Phil, you're only 40-something. Be fine.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 4, 5.
Okay.
So a couple of minutes with she's going to start getting camera show. Yeah, I hate when they do that, the close up. Our makeup artist extraordinaire, Megan. I knew I was going to mess that up. I can't say it. Okay, let me do that again, sorry. Just put complicated words in there.